You walked into the store with $60 and a list. You walked out with $111 gone. And you don't remember deciding to spend most of it. That is not a coincidence. That is the result of a $40 billion industry science project aimed at your brain, and you were the lab rat. Every extra dollar above your budget was extracted from you through a system so precise it has its own academic literature, not by accident, not because you lack willpower, because someone with a PhD designed it that way. My name is Austin. 7 years in financial markets taught me one thing above everything else. The most dangerous financial systems are the ones that feel completely normal. And the grocery store is the most sophisticated money extraction machine most people will walk through today, room by room, shelf by shelf. I am going to show you exactly how it works. By the end of this video, you will see something you cannot unsee. Let's start before you even walk through the door, because the extraction begins in the parking lot. The distance from your car to the entrance is not chosen for your convenience. The longer that walk, the more mentally committed you become to the trip before you spend a single dollar. Turning back starts to feel like a waste of effort. This is called sunk cost priming. By the time you reach the entrance, your brain has already shifted from, do I need this, to, what am I getting? You made a psychological purchase before touching a single product. Now the door opens. And here's the first thing most people never notice. The air hits you at exactly 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature is not chosen for your comfort. Cool air signals freshness, clarity, safety. Your critical thinking softens within seconds of entering. The lighting above the produce section is tuned to specific wavelengths that make vegetables look more vivid than they are. Reds are more red, greens are more green. Everything in the store looks better than it will at home, and then the smell reaches you. Freshly baked bread, piped through the ventilation system on a timer. Here is the stat that should stop you. Or hungry shoppers spend between 20 and 40% more than people who ate before coming. The bread smell is not ambiance. It is a revenue lever being pulled the moment you walk in. This is all happening in the first 15 seconds. You haven't touched a single item yet. Think about the last time you went grocery shopping without eating first. How did that cart look by the time you reach checkout? Now let's talk about the layout, because this is where the architecture becomes hostile. Every item you actually came to buy, milk, eggs, bread, meat, is placed at the back of the store. Not near the entrance, not in the middle, at the back. From every major supermarket chain. Everywhere. This is not coincidence across thousands of stores in dozens of countries. It is deliberate policy. To get to what you need, you must walk past everything you did not come to buy. That walk exposes you to approximately 35,000 products. And researchers found that for every additional 10 feet of store you walk through, you spend an extra $3 to $7. They measured this. They optimized for it. They built every aisle length around this number. The path from the entrance to the milk is not a path. It is a sales funnel with walls. Now let's talk about eye level, because this is where your money disappears in the quietest way possible. Your eyes naturally rest between your chest and your forehead, roughly a 2-foot zone. Retailers call this the strike zone. And every major brand pays a significant premium to occupy it. The store brand version, often made in the same factory, sometimes identical in ingredients, it sits on the bottom shelf. You have to crouch to see it. Most people never do. They reach forward and grab what's in front of them. The price difference between eye level and the shelf below it on a single item can be 40 to 60%. Multiply that reflex across a full cart, and you may be paying 20 to 30% more on your total bill. Not because you chose the better product, because of where your eyes landed. Supermarkets charge brands up to $1 million per year for premium shelf placement in major chains. You are not a customer in this transaction. You are the product being sold to the brand. Now look at the end of any aisle. Those prominent display sections that feel like deals. They are designed to feel like promotions. The visual language screams sale, but studies consistently show that around 30% of Endcap products carry no discount whatsoever. They are full price. The positioning alone increases their purchase rate by 30%. You are buying based on location, not value. The shelf is doing the convincing, not the price. Let's talk about the price tags themselves, because they are running a program inside your brain right now. You already know that $2.99 and $3 are functionally identical. You have known this your whole life. And yet your brain processes them in different categories every single time regardless. $2.99 registers as a $2 item. $3 registers as a $3 item. Consistently. measurably. This is called left-digit anchoring. Retailers discovered it over 100 years ago and have never stopped using it, not because shoppers are foolish, because the effect persists even in people who are fully aware of it. You can know the trick and still fall for it. That is how deeply it runs. Reading this and feeling smarter about it right now will not protect you the next time you're in the storm. The research proves this. Awareness alone is not a defense. Keep watching. Now let's talk about something playing in the background that almost nobody consciously registers. The music in your grocery store is a precisely calibrated behavioral control system. Tempo controls walking speed. Slower music makes people move slower through aisles. Slower movement means more time in the store. More time equals more items noticed. More items noticed equals more items purchased. A landmark study in the Journal of Marketing found that slow background music increased grocery store revenue by 38%, not 3%. Not 8%. 38. From music alone. The playlist you are half listening to while you shop is a revenue optimization algorithm set through a V. Now here's something most people never connect to their overspending. And it is the most powerful manipulation in the store, the shopping cart. In the 1970s, the standard grocery cart was roughly half the size of what you use today. Cart sizes have been systematically increased over decades. And a study by consumer researcher Martin Lindstrom found this. Every time you double the size of a shopping cart, average purchases increase by 40%. Not because people need more, because the brain instinctively tries to fill the container it is holding. An empty cart feels wrong. A full cart feels complete. The store built a container your brain cannot resist filling. You are not shopping. You are filling a psychological vessel engineered to feel perpetually half empty. Next time you're in a store, grab a basket instead of a cart and watch what happens to your instincts. Can you feel the difference? Most people can within the first 2 minutes. Alright, I need to pause here for 30 seconds because what comes next changes how you defend against all of this. If this is hitting close to home, I broke down 12 more of these techniques in my Telegram channel, our Austin on Fin, with specific countermeasures for each one, not generic advice, actual behavioral protocols, plus a one-page shopping system. The people using it report saving $180 to $300 per month on average. Link in the description. Free. 30 seconds to join. Now, the part most people never see coming, the checkout lane. You think the extraction is over. It is not. This is the final ambush. You are stationary. You are tired. Your decision-making is depleted after 40 minutes of choices, and every item within reach is a high-margin impulse product. Candy, small gadgets, magazines, drinks. 70% of checkout lane items are purchased with zero prior intention to buy them. But here's the mechanism most people miss. It is not just boredom keeping you there. After spending $110, a $2 item feels psychologically free. Your brain has recalibrated what small means. This is called spending threshold drift. Your reference point for what is expensive shifted the moment you committed to the cart. The checkout items are priced specifically to fall below your new threshold. Every single time. The average American family overspends their grocery budget by $3,000 to $5,000 per year. That is not a small number. That is a vacation, a car payment, 6 months of investing $500 per month. Let's now look at the full picture of what happened to your $60 budget. The parking lot walk committed you before you entered. Temperature and snow opened your defenses in 15 seconds. The store layout forced you to walk past 35,000 products to reach 4 essential items. High-level positioning triggered 3 reflex grabs of premium products over their cheaper identical alternatives. 2 Endcap items ended up in your cart because of where they were standing, not what they cost. Price tags ran left-digit anchoring on every single item, and your brain processed every one of them at the lower tier. The cart size told your subconscious you hadn't bought enough yet, even when you had. Slow music kept you moving through aisles for 12 additional minutes you didn't plan to spend. The checkout ambush added 3 items but felt insignificant after $90 of spending. Every single one of these is documented, peer-reviewed, and deliberately implemented. The store did not sell you more. It engineered conditions where you sold yourself more. That distinction is not semantic. It matters enormously for how you protect yourself. Now, what actually works? And I want to be specific because numeric advice does nothing here. The systems operate below conscious awareness. Knowing about them helps, but does not immunize you. You need behavioral friction. Specific actions that interrupt the automated spending response. First, eat before you go. This is not optional advice. Hunger is the force multiplier for every manipulation in the store. Every single technique I described gets harder on an empty stomach. One meal before shopping changes the math. Second, write your budget in large numbers at the top of your list. Not at the bottom, not in your head, at the top. You need to see the number before the cart starts filling, not after you've already committed. Third, use a hand basket when possible. Not a small cart, a basket. Studies show this single change reduces average spending by 12 to 25%. The store was designed around the cart. The basket breaks the psychological container dynamic entirely. Most people reading this will not change anything. Not because they don't want to, because behavioral change requires one specific ingredient that awareness alone cannot provide. That ingredient is a system, not motivation. These three things are not life hacks. They are friction points placed at the exact moments the automation kicks in, and friction is the only reliable defense against systems professionally engineered to remove it. Here's the last thing I want you to leave with. Every dollar above your budget did not disappear by accident. It appeared on a revenue forecast before you knew you were going shopping. Someone projected it. Someone built architecture around it. Someone optimized the music tempo for it. And the same systems, hankering, priming, environmental design, threshold manipulation, exist everywhere money moves. Car dealerships use them. Online checkout flows use them. Banks use them. Restaurants use them. The mechanisms change. The principle is identical. Understanding one of them completely, not just knowing it exists, but seeing exactly how it operates, builds a pattern recognition framework that applies to every financial decision you make. That is what financial literacy actually means. Not terminology. Not market knowledge. It means seeing the system before the system runs on you. Drop a comment. Tell me which one of these changed how you see something. I read every one. And if you want the full defensive framework, 12 techniques, 12 specific countermeasures, it is all in my Telegram at AustinOnFin. Link is in the description, completely free. Subscribe, because next week we are going somewhere that is going to make this video feel like a warm-up. We are going to walk through exactly how your bank runs the same playbook on you every single month. Most people who watch that video end up checking their bank statements the same day. I will see you there.